Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Picker. My name is Kevin and we're in the eBay cave, and today was a very odd day. I shouldn't say odd, it's just very atypical of what we have typically done over the last few months. We had some strange sales in two ways, and I'll let you in on that in just a second. But because of that, I think today's a very good day to have put like an update on the Commonwealth cabin out there. It's coming along pretty nicely, and hopefully we'll be done pretty quick with it. But I think I've probably already put that on the beginning of the video. I might have it on the end if I don't have it on the beginning, but I think that's what we're going to do, is put it on the beginning. Heck, I might put another update on the end, depending on what we do. I'm really happy with it so far. There's a few things that we need to kind of tie up loose ends on and perfect, and hopefully during my spring break we'll be able to move a ton of stuff out of here into there, and as we do that, organize a little bit, because we're a little disorganized for my taste anyways, and I like organization, but it's my kind of organization, which isn't necessarily everybody else's kind of organization. But I'm hoping that during spring break we're able to get both areas sorted out and start using that space for the first time since we got that thing. So at any rate, if it's not on the beginning of the video, it'll be on the end, so hang around for that. But in the meantime, let's talk about today's sales, and then I'm gonna let you take a look at what sold today. So first of all, this did not sell. We had no clothing sell, and that is very rare. We usually have one piece, sometimes two, sometimes three. The other day I think we had four. And clothing has been selling really good for us in the last, say, month or so. Before that, we really struggled to sell it. Now, I have not listed any clothing. I ran out of all of my clothing that I have up here and then my rack in there. So I have nothing else to list other than a ton of Under Armour stuff, which my wife said she was going to list, and other than a bunch of Liberty University things that I haven't pulled out yet. Now, I do have, from a sale we had in the fall, a bunch of that racing stuff that needs to be listed pretty quick. So maybe I should pull that out and start working on that. I usually leave the clothing to my wife, so she's been pretty busy. So trying to get through that 70s clothing back here. So another reason today's sales were a little odd is today is the first day in I don't know how long that no Eneman sold. I'm in shock. I can't believe it. Normally I hear a cha-ching and I'm like, it's an Eneman. And I look and it's an Eneman. Then I hear another cha-ching and I'm like, that's an Eneman. And it's an Eneman. But no cha-ching today on an Eneman. So pretty surprising. And that's perfectly fine. I just am so used to having a pile of them right here and starting to talk about them and talk about viewers. Now, there was no viewer sale either until right before we went on, and now there's a viewer sale. So that streak is continued, and I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong. I love viewer sales. But it is interesting to remember how things used to be, you know, when we had a handful of sales and we were talking to virtually nobody out there. So at any rate, it is awesome. But I do have some neat items that sold, and I'm happy that they're gone. Some have been here for a while, and some have not been here for a while. But they're pretty good sales, and I'm happy that these particular things have sold. So let's take a look. All right, now these have been hanging around for quite a while. The Spoken Word, Jerry Falwell Audio Recording and Holy Scripture. This is Psalms and Proverbs, and this is the New Testament from the old time. Actually, it's from Thomas Road, and they're just they're just CDs, audio CDs of Jerry Falwell reading the Scripture. So at any rate, these are actually going to go to Canada. They're going to go to Canada via pirate ship, first class flat rate shipping to Canada. So they sold for $29. Plus shipping, and we're gonna make a pretty good little profit because I think I paid $1 total for these, so that's pretty good. Now those had been hanging around for quite a while. I think we have had those since last summer, so happy to sell those. All right, here are some Cub Scout, Boy Scout ribbons and a little manual, and I can't remember what this one is. The Order of the Arrow, Powhatan Lodge, $4.56. It's got some cool stuff in here. It didn't sell for a bunch. Sold for $15 plus shipping. I think I paid $5, so it's not a tremendous profit, but it's a little bit. I'm happy. I'll make about $8. All right, I'm happy when I get to sell some Revereware, but if you remember, and I did a video about this, and I put it on Commonwealth Flipper, about using Barkeeper's Friend to clean these off. And I didn't use these on this one. So these are not amazingly clean. This is before I started using that. And so they don't look particularly great. Matter of fact, this one's handle is really faded and rough. And this one has a bunch of damage inside of it. So these are not exactly a great example of revereware. But I didn't pay very much for them. I think I paid $1 a piece for these two, and I bought them at 2 different yard sales. So we're into them for $2, and they sold for $19 plus shipping. So we're not making very much. Make about $15 on it, which isn't great because this takes a few minutes to package these things up and ship them. But it's not bad, and I'm happy they sold because of the issues. It took them a while to sell, and now that they're gone, I usually don't pick up more revereware until I've sold out what I have, unless I could find a big one like I did in that sale the other day. All right, speaking of that sale we had the other day at the Haiti fundraiser at the Catholic Church, there's 4 more Sony cassettes. We're not making very much. We're making just a tick under $5 profit, like $4.85 profit on these 4 Sony cassettes, but we had multiples. I think we had three sets of them, or maybe 2. I can't remember. At any rate, they're gone, and we made $5. All right, have not sold one of these in a while. We are well into the profit on these, and this is not a very good one. It only sold for $7.41, free shipping. Now it'll go medium mail, and it's pure profit at this point. So we're making about $3.50, maybe just a little bit more, but that's about it on this one. But we've sold a bunch, and it looks to me, looking up there, we're down to about maybe just under 20, and we had about 60 of them, and we're averaging about $7 profit a piece. So we're doing pretty well, even though some of these don't look like great sellers and they're not making much money. Plus this one wasn't even in very good shape, but I'm happy it sold, and we'll take the money. All right, here is a Tupperware piece, and this is, I used to sell a ton of Tupperware on eBay, and it doesn't go for that much, so it's not really worth a ton of time putting into it. But whenever I see the Pickle Keeper, I pick it up because they seem to sell pretty quick, even though they don't sell for a bunch. This one's out the door for $12.84, which might not seem like a bunch, but I think I paid 50 cents for this one, and they weigh about 8 ounces. So all I do with these, because they're really sturdy, is I put one thing of bubble wrap around it, and I put it in a little poly bag, and they'll ship for under 12 ounces. So it's not too expensive to ship these things. You pay 50 cents, you figure less than $2 in fees. So it's probably looking, if you sell something for, let's say you get $12.50 out of it, you're $5.50 in it for shipping and fees and costs, $6. You make about $6 profit on something like this. It doesn't seem like much, but $6 on something that's so easy to list and usually sells really, really quickly. I'm okay selling these. A lot of Tupperware items I usually just put in my antique booth. I'm not going to go through the trouble of taking pictures and listing it and shipping it to make $5 when I know I can make $4 profit just by putting a sticker on it and dropping it off at the booth with a bunch of other stuff. But I love selling these. I bet you I've sold 50 of these things. A lot of times they're not sheer. But they used to sell for a little bit more. I used to get like $9 plus shipping. Now they're looking at about $7 plus shipping, but I'm okay with that. All right, we had a nice little gift in the mail today, and this is from Matt, and he says, haven't seen any Oklahoma plates. And so Matt's from Oklahoma yet. And that's funny because yesterday, actually, we got this type of Oklahoma plate. But well, he sent us this one too, but he sent us this type of Oklahoma plate, and that's really neat. And we're going to put that in the Commonwealth cabin somewhere. Maybe not as a SKU, but we'll put it up somewhere on one of those rafters or something, or along the ceiling line. And he says, haven't seen any of these plates yet, so you have 2 to choose from now. And he says, thanks for all the videos, Matt. And he says, go Flames. So I sell a lot of Liberty University stuff, so he must be a grad or something. I'm not sure. So at any rate, Matt, thank you so much. And we appreciate it, and we hope you see these up in the cabin soon. All right, now this is the new old stock item here. You know, Matt, Part-Time Pickers, I call him, I said, man, you're like the king of NOS. You're the king of new old stock. So this is an old stock OtterBox, but obviously it's new. It's not, you know, perfect, but it's definitely new, and it's for an iPod video, 30 gig or 60 gig. And this is right pretty much when the beginning of OtterBox, they started making OtterBoxes right around here. I'm not quite sure when they started making them, so don't go look it up and say I'm wrong. I might very well be wrong. And I can't remember how much I paid for this, but it was at a yard sale entitled like Garage Sale where I met my match or something like that. It's a pretty, I think it's like our second or third, probably our third most popular one. I'm not quite sure, but it's an interesting one. And there was a lady there, and she had a little bit higher prices, but she knew what she was doing. And I still found a few things to sell, and this was one of them. I think I paid $3 for it. and I wasn't terribly pleased to pay $3 for it, but it is what it is, and it sold for $15 plus shipping. So, you know, I'll make $10 profit on it, and I thought it was a cool item to sell. All right, here's an item we haven't sold for a while, which is a Ping golf club head cover, and it came from the Lost and Found sale, which is a golf course sale, and we're selling off the club head covers. And we haven't sold one in a couple of weeks, so I'm a little disappointed. Now, we don't have very many left. We're kind of running low, and we still have 2 brand new golf bags from it. But I'm going to give you an update on how much we've made so far, hoping to make around $300 profit in the end once everything sells. But right now we're a little lower than that, and I'll let you see how much we've sold so far. This one sold for $9.41, free shipping. It'll be under 4 ounces, and it'll be around a $4.50, closer to $5 maybe profit, but we'll say $4 just for the sake of adding it together here. I'm always kind of rounding down, so I'm at least being honest, if not being more than honest with people out there, not thinking you're going to get rich going to a golf course and buying up all their lost and found items. You're going to make some money, but it's not going to be like, oh my gosh, I have to do this for a living. Anyway, we spent $250 on everything we bought there. Still have 2 brand new golf bags that I think are listed for at least $80 a piece. And still have quite a few club head covers, and we're up to 367. So far, this is a low estimate. So far, we're looking at about $117 profit with a bunch of club head covers left and 2 brand new golf bags. All right, now this is going out to a YouTube viewer here, and I don't know from reading the message if I'm supposed to read this whole thing or not. I feel awful if I don't say the person's name, but they bought this and they're clearly giving it to somebody, and they're asking me not to ship it out tomorrow, but to ship it out the next day as long as that doesn't hurt my stats. So actually it won't, because right now I'm on 2-day shipping, which is something I really only do in the springtime. So it's not going to be a problem. I'll package it up tonight and I'll ship it out 2 days from now, so it gets there when you want it to. But I don't want to mention your name. If you want me to mention it, send me a message when you hear this, and I'll come back and tell you thanks. So thanks so much. This is a skeleton key, heart-shaped skeleton key that I had on like 3 videos ago. And this is the 3rd one, and I complained on that video that I didn't sell all 3 at Valentine's Day. And now, of course, we've sold all 3. This one sold for $9 plus shipping. So we're into the pure profit after selling the first 2. So this is pure profit, and I have a giant lot of skeleton keys left. Now, they are not heart-shaped ones, so they're not worth quite as much. You know, you could sell these off for $2 or $3 plus shipping maybe. That's about it. Unless you find a unique one. Sometimes the unique ones, you can look them up and try to find comps for them. It's a little hard sometimes, though. Like this one says Corbin P3, so it's got a name on it, so you could look it up. A lot of these have no markings on them at all, so they're a little harder. You could sell it in a nice lot, or I could take them, sell them in the antique booth in a lot, or I could take them and sell them one-offs for like $3 a piece, $4 a piece in the antique booth. So it's all pure profit at this point, and I think they're really kind of cool. I'm half tempted to take them to school. I put like a little display of a bunch of old stuff in my classroom, and the kids are always looking at it, and this would be one thing that they would love to look at. All right, so thanks as always for joining us, and if you want to hang around, I'm sure we'll put something on the end of the video. It's either a cat or a dog or a homeschool hustler or a stream or a car ride or something we always put. We used to put a lot more shipping on the end of these videos, but some people really like to get intent and watch those videos and learn little techniques on how to ship. So what we've been doing is not speeding them up 7 times and condensing them down to a few minutes on this show, but we've been speeding them up maybe 3 times over and putting them on the other channel, Commonwealth Flipper, and people can watch it a little bit slower paced and learn a few things as we go. So sometimes we'll put some stuff on the end of this one, though. At any rate, thank y'all for joining us. As always, we really do appreciate it, and it looks like we're creeping closer and closer to 10,000. I'm not sure when this video will air, but we are so appreciative, and we got to start thinking about what we're going to give away. So if you have an idea, put it in the comments below. Say, hey, what would you like us to offer up as a giveaway item? And I'll read through them and see what we got, and we'll come up with something. So at any rate, thank y'all so much, and we'll see you next time. All right, this is sad. I have no homeschool hustlers in the house to talk about the homeschool hustler sale. And this is a 50-cent buy that turned into a $9 sale. and it's gonna cost like $4 to ship it and fees. It's basically gonna be about a $3.50 profit. So not much, but that's just enough to give one of the homeschool hustlers $1 to spend, $1 to save, and $1 to donate. So we're okay with it. Now get her off of there. Little ornery little rat.
You little rat. There you go. Get down.